So, when you think about the holiday season, Christmas or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa or solstice, any or all or none of these, where is the moment of magic for you? Magic is a tricky word, really. It can seem trite or fake or flimsy. The marketing of the season's magic can feel like all of these, especially as we get older. The magic of the season can feel like one of those old light beer commercials. You remember them? Tastes great, less filling, except for later you realize it doesn't even taste great. It helps to remember that in the most basic sense, magic is a way of describing a change of one thing into another. Not just any sort of change, of course. Magic implies a change that is inexplicable, unpredictable, awe inspiring, the sort of change that people long for when they feel stuck or when they feel helpless, when they cannot see their way to a better world, when they can barely even imagine something better anymore. This is exactly how I would describe the Jewish people in the century right before and the first century of the Common Era. The people who first observed the Feast of Hanukkah and then tell about the magic of that event. I'm going to tell this story next Sunday, which is the first night of Hanukkah. It's also how I would describe the ancient communities who celebrated and ritualized the winter solstice. They say that the first solstice celebrations may have been over 10,000 years before the Common Era. It is a time when no one took for granted that the sun would return after the cold of winter. People of that time knew it only all to be a great mystery that they depended on for their very lives, and that the sun returned every year. Magic. And in those same lands as those who began to celebrate Hanukkah around that same time arose the story of a baby born in poverty to an unwed mother, a child born under a singularly bright star who would somehow change everything and bring peace to all on earth. An impossible possibility. Magic. Not superficial or fake magic, but life saving, life giving magic. This is the magic that we need this holiday season too. Living in this time where we can feel stuck, when it's hard to see our way to a better world. We don't need the trite, false sort of holiday magic. We need magic that means that all the dry, brown earth outside your window and the darkness that envelops us at 5 p.m. signal not life's ends, but its beginnings. Possibility, preparation, transformation. I mean, we need the magic that transforms division into human community, that transforms conspiracy theories into compassion, which is really just transforming fear into trust, greed into generosity, illness to health, injustice to liberation, chaos to peace. It's a tall order for just a few weeks, I know. Which is why the task in this season is not to get to all this magic all at once, but rather simply to find our way to the small moments of magic so that we can remember that this sort of life saving magic is still possible, even in 2020. Now, the path to these small moments will be different for each of you, for every person, because as you probably guessed, it is a journey that will go straight through that tunnel of emotions. To paraphrase Brene Brown, you cannot cut off emotions selectively, and you can't get to the real magic of the season when you're keeping grief or fear or anger or loneliness in a box incomplete. That just leads to the fake sort of magic. Your path to the moments of magic may mean doing less or more. Your path may require dancing or silence or giving. It may mean leaning into tradition or letting traditions go. This is the year to explore new ways, after all. See how it all feels. See if there's magic in moving differently than you ever have through this time. Finding your way to the small moments of magic will likely require asking for help. Life-saving, life-giving magic, it turns out, cannot be found alone. Whatever your path to the moments of magic this season, one thing I can say for sure is that it will require courage. Paying attention and living with intention is, after all, always an act of courage. And here is the blessing that we remember not just in our thinking heads, but that we experience in our bodies the real magic that remains through everything, even this year. It is the good news that somehow, in the middle of the bleakest, coldest midwinter night, there is also something else stirring, something else possible, that even here, love is born again.